Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and I just got done totally geeking out on the announcement from Lord British, Richard Garriott in real life, where he has announced the new game, Shroud of the Avatar, Forsaken Virtues. And this game is going up on Kickstarter, and I encourage you to check the link in the description and check it out. Now, I have a lot of history with Lord British games, and in fact you can see some of that behind me here. I've got plenty of stuff. You know, I go way back with playing Ultima Online stuff, Ultima games and everything, and there's been something really unique about Lord British's games. And one is that they are creatively free-thinking outside of the corporate box, meaning that they don't follow the rules that the normal corporate world imposes on video games. They are not built for the maximum possible player base. They are built for the maximum possible enjoyment, which reduces the player base because not as many people will be interested in it. And because of that, his games, if you're a fan of his games, you become a very big fan of his games. And so they just did this live stream about the whole game announcement and everything. And this is, it looks to be very much like Ultima Online. And it is going to be the next online game from Richard Garriott that where we see Lord British walking the streets of Britannia again. It has player housing, it has combat, PvP, it has interactivity in the world. Anything that you see in the world that looks like you can interact with it, you can. It has just all kinds of the stuff that made Ultima Online so great. Now, they have a Kickstarter campaign, and I have already given my pledge to it. And in fact, I am thinking about maybe even starting a fan site for it. With that said, I do happen to have ownership of shroudoftheavatar.net, which .com is the official site. So, you know, if you are interested in helping out with something like that, please do get in touch with me. Because I think that this is the type of game that a fan site would lend itself very well to. Not like a lot of the other games out there now, and everything has gone Facebook and all that stuff, and I think that this one could be a good community-based game. So they're asking $1 million. Not a big deal, in my opinion. It's a very achievable goal, especially since, you know, let me look at the Kickstarter right here. I can show you this, that they are currently at $140,000, and it was only announced a couple hours ago. So it is, I think, going to hit its goal of $1 million, if not today, probably tomorrow. It's off to a very strong start, and it's just so exciting, so terribly exciting. So, okay, with that said, I've got one little bone to pick though. And this I want to pick with EA. Now, for those of you who don't know the history, Origin, which created Worlds, which created Ultima Online, the company was Origin, and Richard sold the company eventually to Electronic Arts. You know, they had some business deals together and ended up that Electronic Arts owned the rights for Ultima Online. And now, so there's been, you know, that was, Richard's talked about that was one of the moments that was very painful for him, because really he made these creations and they're like his children, and then kind of lost control of them. And it wasn't the same as them growing up and moving out of the house. It was as if they were adopted by a new family, and you didn't have any control over how that family treats them. And they treat them, you know, not necessarily poorly, but they don't treat them the way that a loving, parent would. And because they're seen more as an asset than as, one of the children. And so, anyway, Richard's gone out on his own. This is funded by us now. So we are the boss because it's being funded through Kickstarter. So skip the publishers, the other game publishers. He doesn't need EA on this anymore. EA has a consistent history of sending stuff out too soon, sending it out unfinished, having these corporate deadlines to make a buck that negatively affect us, the players. So now, with it being us, the players that are funding this, it is us that has the final word. And so if we as a group say, hey, we really don't like this, more than likely he's going to respond. And Richard is the type of guy not to rush something out. He will put it out when it's right. And that's one of the things that I really like about him, and his creativity, because he thinks so far outside of the box that, a lot of these things that you think may sound corny or whatnot, when implemented in the games, they become a fantastic portion of the game. So now that he doesn't have the dog collar with a leash on him by EA or anybody else, it's I think going to make it for a much better game. Now, here's my complaint. Look at this already this morning. Look at this, Electronic Arts. Dear Lord British, what do you think about the Lady British in the new Ultima game? We're looking to double UO expected sales, 60,000. You know what? I think that is such a crappy comment on the day where he's announcing this. I mean, come on, people. Really? You think that that's appropriate? EA, you lost a lot of respect from me on that one. It's not bad enough that SimCity hasn't worked for me in 3 days and you guys can't help me get it working on my machine, but that's beside the point. I'm not complaining about that at all. So, it's just really poor taste. And, it makes me want to fight all the harder for the return of Lord British. I'm Marky Dragon, and I'll see you on the streets of Shroud of the Avatar, whatever the land is called. I don't know what it's called yet. But I am going to be there. Take care, everybody. Oh, and click the link down below for the Kickstarter. Put in your pledge. If you're early, $25 gets you a copy of the game. And if you want to be a founder, it's only $60. See you there. Well, now that you've made it this far, can I interest you in a few more videos? In the upper left, I get questions from people who are really exploring about who they are, what they should do, and the other people around them. And in that video, I really try and explain how you can just be yourself. Don't worry about the BS that other people give you. Just be you and continue forward. In the upper right, you see all that lightning going off? Woohoo! I am a big fan of hazardous weather. And I filmed this while in Mississippi and set the lightning show to music, hard rock music. So check it out if you want some just creative stuff that I've done. At the bottom left is the mailbag. It's a brand new series that I've just started, and it's where I am reading the mail one by one that comes into my YouTube account. I'm not skipping anything, and I'm not leaving anything out. And just saying it as it is and what comes to my mind, and when we hit one that's really good, the video continues through that one and we talk about that subject, and then that segment is over. So I've come across quite a few good things from that, and it's been very well received. You should check it out if you want to see what other viewers are saying. And in fact, if you want to send me anything, you can. It will get read. So, and then in the lower right, sometimes we have to deal with really shitty people. And, I explain some of my experiences. I was a bus driver. I got assaulted several times on the bus. I owned a computer store and had abusive customers. And in fact, just the other day, I fired a customer because he was an asshole. So, don't put up with that stuff. Just, make sure that people are respectful of you and have compassion for those other people. So, anyway, enjoy the music on the way out. Make your selection. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.